Hello everyone, my name is Charlotte and I am using they them pronouns.
Hi everyone, my name is Nick and I use he, him pronouns.
And I'm Sophia. I use she, her pronouns. We are the current co-coordinators of the Pride SIG. And today we're going to talk to you a little bit about a guide for how sport and performance psychology practitioners can respond to microaggressions directed towards the LGBTQ+ community. So microaggressions are everyday, often subtle comments or behaviors, either intentional or unintentional, that communicate hostile, derogatory, dismissive, or negative insults and attitudes towards marginalized people. It was originally coined by Dr. Chester Pierce in 1969 regarding racist remarks and behaviors towards people of color, although in recent years, this definition has expanded to include various marginalized identities.
Some examples of microaggressions that could be directed against the LGBTQ plus community include disregarding one's sexual orientation or gender identity, or making homonegative or trans negative comments. So now we're going to be using the Let Up framework, and this is a systematic approach to responding to microaggressions, which was developed by Crawford and colleagues in 2019. So this approach is a clinical intervention for navigating conversations when bias or microaggressions occur. And again, while we're discussing microaggressions specifically pertaining to the LGBTQ plus community, this approach is relevant for microaggressions committed against any marginalized group. And so this approach is helpful in, one, bringing awareness to our own biases and their impact. Two, bringing awareness to when we personally experience bias and its impact. Three, effectively and compassionately responding to bias, whether it's towards you or someone else. And four, taking other perspectives while taking care of yourself. Now we're going to go through one example to show you how you could use the Let Up approach. Imagine that as a practitioner, you overhear an athlete say, "That's so gay," in a derogatory way. The first step of the Let Up approach is L, which is to listen. Notice what's coming up for you. Notice what's coming up in the room. Expand beyond the room. Who isn't here that could be affected? Be curious about yours and others' reactions in a non-judgmental way.
The next step is the E, empathize. It's about compassion and self-compassion. Whatever comes up for you is valid. You could ask the person making the statement, "What was that so gay?" in response to, or "You seem frustrated as you said that," being attentive to affect.
The next is T, which stands for tell your story. So this looks like strategic self-disclosure. If you do hold the identity that's affected by this comment and you feel safe to do so, you can speak to your experiences and how you might be affected by a comment like that. If you don't hold that identity, you can share what you may have learned in the past. So an example is, I used to not think of this as a negative thing to say until a friend of mine told me it hurt them.
And the U stands for understand. So this is reflecting on yours and the person who committed the microaggressions experiences with social norms and how that affects biases, such as growing up in a heteronormative environment and a homonegative sports environment. For example, you could say, "I understand you weren't trying to cause harm and you were trying to express your frustration."
The last step is the P, to psychoeducate. You can ask questions such as, "How do you think this could affect someone who's gay to hear you use gay in that way?" Or, "Is there any other way that you can say you're frustrated or angry?" This could also help us to teach our clients how to be more in tune with their own emotions, as well as how to respond or communicate more effectively. To reflect on this video, we have a few questions you might ask yourself. How can you see yourself using the Let Up approach, and what might be some challenges or barriers to using it? What are ways that you can see yourself adapting this approach to overcome these barriers? We appreciate you listening to us and hope that the Let Up approach is useful for you and your work.